Hey, Storm Trek. You know, I sooner or later, I really want to talk about this. I'm glad Prof MTH brought this Calvinism stuff to the front. I mean, this is one of those topics which I really, really want to talk about on YouTube. But I've been putting off because I don't know. It's just like everybody's got their own hot button issues, right? Everybody's got their hang-ups. Everybody's got their things which really push their emotional buttons, right? And this whole concept of double predestination is definitely one of the ones which really pushes my buttons. If you go to my homepage, right, I have like this 14-part series. Desperately trying to prove that we actually do have free will, right? So, yeah, this is obviously a topic that I care about quite a bit, right? Um, so I have to ask in advance. I mean, if you would, if you forgive me in advance if I just get carried away or if I say something which doesn't sound, it just doesn't sound very charitable or something, right? I mean, it's like I am really doing the best I can here, right? So. And I appreciate how you always, you always talk in such goodwill too. So, at any rate, so most of your video here, I could understand. Okay, there's only one part of your video which I just can't understand. Okay, and this is something about Calvinism which it just doesn't make any sense to me. So maybe you can help me with it. Okay, so here goes. I'm gonna play the clip.
Unbelievers are always said to be at enmity with God. It's why they reject Christ.
Okay, so what you said is unbelievers are always said to be at enmity with God. It's why they reject Christ. Now, I think both the logical order here and the temporal order here are reversed, right? It's not like unbelievers are at enmity with God and therefore they reject Christ. Isn't it really that from eternity, right, before the world was ever created, God has rejected the unbelievers, right? So, like, let's use me for an example, okay? I have no faith. I'm one of these guys, so help my unregenerate mind here, right? So from before the foundation of the earth, God has decreed, Randy Helserman, you shall lose your faith at age 27, and you'll never get it back. All right? So, isn't it that Christ has rejected me, right? God has rejected the unbeliever, has not infused the unbeliever with this grace, and is therefore, that's why the unbeliever rejects Christ. So, I don't understand. Here's what I really don't understand, okay? It doesn't seem like, even if I don't have free will, if everything's been predestined from the beginning, if I had no choice to make things otherwise, right? Then how in the world is it my fault that I rejected Christ, right? How, and all of the evil things that I do, on a daily basis, right? How is it my fault that I'm doing them if I'm predestined from eternity past to do it, right? Why would God deliberately make me do these things and then punish me for them, right? So that's what I don't understand about Calvinism. I mean, you're right. Okay, it's like you don't have to deal with the God that you like. I mean, nobody's asking you to like it, right? I'm not trying to like Calvinism here. I'm just trying to comprehend it. If there really is a God like that, and then God is really that way, I'm really screwed. And there's just nothing, it doesn't matter whether I like it or not, right? I'm just gonna fry it for all eternity, right? In the most terrible and horrible of pains. It's just my destiny. But so it's like it's not a matter of whether I like it or not. I completely agree. Okay, but I don't understand it. I don't understand how it could possibly be just, how it could possibly be righteous, how you could describe this God as being a good God, right? It seems very much that it's okay. Okay, if you believe in a God like this, that's fine. But it seems very much like the best way to describe this God is a sadist, right? I mean, this God deliberately creates beings so that he can torture them infinitely for all eternity, and this is somehow for his glory, right? This God glorifies himself by creating beings for the sheer purpose of just being tortured. So I guess I can understand if you say I don't know the answer to this. I can understand if you say it's a mystery and we can't comprehend it with our human minds, okay? What I can't understand, okay, here's what I can't understand. I can't understand how anybody would defend this kind of God as being a righteous God or as being a just God, because or as being a God which is a good God. It seems very much like this God is as he's described in Malachi, right? God is bringing good and is bringing evil. So God is creating both of these things, and gives the good to the good people and gives the evil to the evil people, and it doesn't matter, nothing I can do can put me in one of these buckets or another. So that's what I don't understand. Okay, maybe